Hello everyone, this is TuckerTicker and welcome back to Minecraft, where I have built something new to do with zombies. Yes, the zombie is still alive and moving. But yeah, I've got this little sort of chamber. Is there another one coming? No. That I can punch the zombies in and get experience from them. So this is something that I would use literally just to power level myself up. And I'll sort of move around now and sort of show you where exactly we are. We are high above the rest of the base. This is at the top of the water elevator for the mobs. Oh, there's a skeleton there. Let's see if we can entice that one down, because I enticed the zombie by standing up here. It sort of followed. I wonder if they can see me, you know, through the glass. Because that one seems to be able to. Now I do have kind of a worry in that they might actually burst out of there, so let's fill that block in and the equivalent on the other side. Because the last thing I want is for them to bust out through the walls. But yeah, so let's see, I can kill these. Now if I stand too close to the skeletons, they'll get me. So I do have to be careful. I actually need to eat some food as well. But yeah, so I can now kill those, and if I click that and that, and then go up here, I can show you that it has closed a pair of doors, which cuts off the flow of enemies to this area, so you can just about see the doors there. And if I open those again, and around the other side are two more switches for the doors that you'll be able to see, I think, if I go around here. There, which are for the drop that automatically kills mobs if I just want to get their loot rather than their experience. But I built this because I figured out that I needed some experience, because I am building, you can see that sort of bit of dirt there. I'm planning to move all of my farm animals over from the mainland. And in order to be able to do that, I will need grass here for the sheep to eat, and I think the cows might need it too, and possibly the chickens. I had thought that I could just use bone meal on dirt, but I sort of googled it, and apparently that's not the case. So what I need to do is gather enough experience to make a pickaxe or some sort of tool which has the silk touch enchantment, which means that I will be able to pick up a piece of dirt without it turning into dirt. If it's grass, it'll keep the grass on it, which would mean that I can carry a piece of it from the mainland and place it on there, and it would spread all the grass around. And also, to be able to make this effective, I've decided that not enough enemies are coming up through this. So what I can do is, inside the monster spawner, I can make extra levels on top of it. I think if it's up to about 5, and you start getting lots and lots and lots and lots of enemies. Although I may actually put a small gap in it somewhere and move it out sort of towards that way, because if it goes straight up, it'll eventually hit into this stairwell, which I would like to keep. So I may sort of shift the higher layers that way and just have loads and loads and loads of layers going up, simply because if I go and stand down here on the ground here, I'm actually too close to the spawning area for a lot of the mobs to spawn. And I can work that out, because if I stand here and press F3, now if you can sort of see all of the various bits of data that come with Minecraft, and apparently I've got very heavy spikes of lag, but you've got these sort of lines of text across the top. So if you ignore the top two, the third line down, it's got the letter E followed by 4 out of 262 at the moment, 261, and so on and so forth. And the first number, the 4, is how many enemies are in the sort of rectangle of space that you are looking at. So that if there were no blocks here, I would be able to see 4, or now 3 enemies, because I think one of them's just gone up the chute, a creeper, and there's more of them. Also, for some reason, I seem to get more mobs at night, which is unusual. I just recently flicked to peaceful mode briefly so I could stand inside there while it was dark, and it was sort of completely dark enough to spawn enemies, so I'm not sure why that is. But yeah, so now I am going to be spending enough time collecting experience until I'm about level 20, because I had a look at the probability curves for what enchantments you get. There's the creeper there. But I was looking at what enchantments you get, and the percentages chance that you get them depending on your level, and the Silk Touch enchantment peaks at around level 20, 23. So I mean, I could get higher, but if I get to level 20, make the enchantment, and it doesn't work, then it'll actually be faster for me to get to level 20 again than it would for me to get to level sort of 40 to be able to just go and do it twice, because it takes more experience to get from 0 to 20 than it it takes more experience to get from stop jumping from 20 to 40 than it does from 0 to 20, as with most leveling up systems. But yeah, so that is my plans for the near future in this. I'm probably going to put a couple of blocks here or something, just to make sure that I don't step too close, because the skeletons can attack me. I just had a thought, what if a creeper attacks me? It'll blow this whole thing open, and I'd have to very quickly run and switch off the enemies. I also did have a go at putting some water up in the top there, because I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it if I go up here. But when the enemies come out of the top of the water, no, you probably won't be able to see it, but we'll go have a look anyway. It's just flat. Ah, here we are. You can sort of see. It's just flat, so they actually have to sort of jump out on their own to get to the side and eventually wander into this water. They won't be forced in. I mean, they'll be pushed around sort of by more enemies going in there, and if I do increase the number of layers in the monster spawner, that will happen. But for the time being, that's rather dark down there, isn't it? Oh, it's half slabs, it doesn't matter. Enemies do not spawn on half slabs. That's interesting, I can collect the experience from this distance. Ah, the creeper's still alive. I am also considering then, as well, replacing those two back blocks with pistons, so that I could actually put a couple of blocks there and there and there, so that it would be physically impossible for me to get too close. And that's the sort of standard setup for me that I've seen for these sort of things. Because then what I could do is I could activate the pistons much as I do in the drop mechanism that I've got, to just push items out towards me, and obviously I can collect the experience from this far away. I mean, I'm level 5 now. There's a zombie coming. All the experience. I've also made this out of more glass than I did the other thing, because I found that whilst there is that glass side panel in this, I really wish I'd done it in the floor as well, because the glass side panel's sort of idea was I'd be able to see from down there if there are enemies going along it, but I can't, because they're not visible enough. And I've also very purposely made this section out of wood, because that is the area that I'm hitting against with the sword. So I am going to place blocks down sort of right now to avoid me setting anything off through here. That's the only sort of blocks I need to actually place. Now I'll probably extend this out a bit so that I can walk around the sides more safely. That just means there's no chance of skeletons shooting me, and I can still collect the odd item too. And if I want to do maintenance on it, rather than shutting off the monsters altogether with the pistons I have in the outlet chute down there, I can just shut off this section of it. I have had plans for a third part. I very nearly fell off the edge there, but for a third part coming off of this, although I'm not entirely sure how I would go about building it, but it might come off the front or off the back. But it is something that a YouTube person called Monkey Farm, who pretty much exclusively plays Minecraft, he made something which was quite interesting and fun to use, but it would only sort of really be viable for me if I had a lot more resources going for me. Well, having said that, I mean, I've just picked up 3 rotten flesh, 4 arrows, 6 gunpowder and 2 bones while we were doing this. And it's the gunpowder is what I need, because it's something that uses TNT. So anyway, I shall stop prattling on now. So thank you all for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you next time, when I will probably have added another layer onto that, and hopefully have the Silk Touch pickaxe. So hopefully see you sometime soon, guys.